I'm very inspired when I see people really digging deep and kind of communicating deep inside themselves or with the cosmic beings. Anyway, for me, this is my third ritual process, and so I kind of, I'm being already honest here. I kind of felt like, oh, I haven't really done one. Um, and my first ritual was the crocodile. My second was the lion, the white lion. Those are my first two. And then this third one, as I think I shared with you, I broke the rules and I chose, or it chose me, the slug. You know, the slug has been my guardian, and so I've been contemplating the slug, and it's definitely been holding me on a trajectory, and it's incredibly cosmic. It's a dreamer. It's of all the beings I've ever met in the dream arc, and that's been many. This one is one of my favorites. Like, it's just incredibly cosmic, and that is the right word. It is cosmic. It takes me into the stars and into the deep kind of patterning of the universe, and those have been themes for me over the last month or so. And so I went to Wales with a friend. This is when you were all doing your rituals, and I was thinking, oh, I haven't done my ritual. And then I realized, looking back, that I did a ritual without realizing I'd done a ritual. And so I went with a friend of mine, because I had this long weekend completely free. My family gone off and doing things, and I was like, wow, that's incredible. And so one of my closest friends, we decided to do something, and we said, what should we do? And I said, well, let's go on a pilgrimage. Let's go to this remote lake in Wales where we met, the two of us. He's one of my closest friends. So I thought, we went there, 35 years ago. And so let's see if we can go and find it. And so we headed off. It was like a 6-hour drive. And we'd first of all find it. There were several places with the same names called Glaslyn. And it's a kind of remote, beautiful lake up in the mountains in Wales. So we did this long drive, the two of us. It was very heavenly, just spending that time together with a dear friend, and a little laughter as well, and warmth. And we got to the loch, and I was sort of thinking the little lake, and I was thinking, oh, it's probably been spoiled. 35 years, COVID, everyone's found it. It's probably got a car park now and kind of an ice cream van, and it's been ruined. It's full of people and kids, and it's not that magic hidden place that it was when we met. And it was completely magic. It completely untouched, exactly how I remember it, like with a barred gate, so you couldn't get down to it. And I think previously we just went because the gate wasn't locked. This time the gate was locked, so we just walked down through the mountain pass and found the little lake, and it was just glittering there. And in Wales, the weather's not very good either. It's often raining, even in August. But it cleared for us while we were at the lake. The sun came out. It was beautiful. We swam in the lake. It was really cold. And then I brewed up some tea, and we had this lovely time together. And then on the way back, we were just kind of about to get in the car, and my friend spotted some mushrooms on the ground, and we gathered them up. There was like little magic mushrooms, and he was like, "Wow, it's really early for magic mushrooms." And so anyway, we picked them, and because he sometimes does little microdosing with them, and we took them back to our little cottage. We rented a little cottage for a couple of nights, and with a view of the mountains, and so the whole thing had a ritualistic air. And then he just said, "Look, I think we should take these tonight," and our friendship had kind of been for a long time, 30 years deepening. We've been through, like, seen a lot of each other's lives. I'd seen him go through a horrible divorce. We'd introduced them to each other. It was like the whole story, all of that. It was like a lot of water under the bridge between us. Anyway, so we did this. So we took these, it was like these little mushrooms together. And I haven't done that kind of thing very much. I did it a bit in my 20s. It's not really been my path. I'm not advocating it, by the way. If it's your path, then great. Any kind of plant medicine is can be an incredible opener, but also I know plenty of people in my life who've never done it and don't want to do it. But so for me, I just thought, well, it'll be a gentle little experience. And actually, it turned out to be quite a big experience. We turned the lights off. We had some incredible music playing, and we just went on this inner journey. And it was like several hours of just journeying. And for me, it was, I went out, stepped outside at one point. There was a storm going on outside with the mountains, and it was incredible. And there was this slug sitting on my doorstep looking at me. And what I'd had, and the experience I'd had as I'd been journeying, I'd gone into I don't really know how to explain it, but the underpinnings of the universe, the kind of under the surface. What's under the surface, the mycelial network under the surface of the universe. And I started to see how everything was shaped from this mycelial place, and destinies and karma and everything was interconnected, and my own was in there, and I followed it, and I looked at things, and I was really gifted this sort of space to see things, and see things about my own life, my future, the past, and it was very slug. The slug is a cosmic being. In the Kabbalah, it represents the sort of yod. It's one of the letters of God. Its shape, and it's incredibly vulnerable and very open, and that's why it represents this kind of malleability of consciousness. So that was my experience, and I came back from that trip a different person with different insights, deeper insights into my life and the universe, and more love inside me, and a deeper friendship as well with this amazing man. So that was my journey, and I think however it works for you. And that was the other thing I realized. It was when I was there, I realized that I was in Wales, and I felt the presence of the dragon. The symbol of Wales, the Welsh flag, is a dragon. On its flag is a big beautiful dragon, and it's a dragon place. It's a dragon energy place. There's all the legends about dragons, so I could feel that, and it was just funny how that was there as well. And so it's interesting for each of you to consider, like in your journeys, in your rituals, whether you've done it or whether you haven't done it yet, listening into that presence of the dragon energy, and what does it mean for you. And it's very personal. Those kind of journeys are deeply private and personal, and for me, most of it not ever to be shared with anyone, because it's just, there are things that I saw that were for me. And that's the beauty of these kind of rituals. Some of it you can share, but there's probably going to be something that you'll hold closely to yourself, like in a little locket on your breast. And the Guardian, was really interesting, and it's a constant thing for me now. I'm about to go into a phase of real sort of being out there in the open, and being exposed and vulnerable to the world, because I'm going to start talking about kind of wild things in churches. I've got a church tomorrow night. Is it tomorrow? Yeah. In London, I'm talking about the prophecy of the future, and it's like, I know there's a lot of people coming, and I've just learned today it's going to be filmed as well, and oh shit, this is very exposing, and also, but I call on the slug energy to kind of hold me, because it feels really magical and stable, and cosmic, super cosmic, and it holds truth for me. So, and I trust it because I've built this relationship with it as a symbol, and it leaves these beautiful trails, these Dharma trails, and hopefully that's what I'm going to do over the coming months, is leave these slug trails for people to follow and be inspired by. But yeah, it's wherever, your guardian is there to help you with the next edge that you're facing in your life. And that's the case with me. I think it's the case with many of you. So that's something to really consider. Where is your edge, and how is that guardian energy bringing exactly what you need so that you can ride that edge and follow that transformational energy out into your life. What your life going to bring you? What transformation is it going to bring you? So those are some thoughts and ideas and invitations for all of us, just to really contemplate our guardian at that inner level. What is it? What secret is it delivering to us that's only for us and that won't be shared, because it can't be shared, and it's so precious. It's something very deep and perhaps wordless in our hearts. So those are the things that I've been considering